Time keeps moving forward, but something inside feels left behind. Even without a reason, it already feels late. And no one explains how this feeling appears without failure. By the end of this reflection, this sense of being behind may feel less accusing. Not gone, just more understandable. There is a quiet anxiety that doesn't come from deadlines. No alarm is ringing. No mistake has been made. Life continues at a reasonable pace. And still, an internal pressure builds. A sense that something important should have happened by now. That a moment has passed unnoticed. That progress occurred, just not where it mattered. This feeling isn't about comparison, at least not directly. Even alone, even offline, even away from other lives, the sensation persists. As if time itself is ahead and the inner self is struggling to keep up. Nothing obvious is missing. Days are filled. Responsibilities are met. Motion continues. But the movement feels external, like watching life advance from a half step behind. This is the discomfort of asynchronous time. Outer life follows calendars, years, milestones. Inner life moves according to readiness, meaning, coherence, and the two rarely stay aligned for long. When they fall out of sync, the feeling of being behind emerges, not because something was done wrong, but because inner time cannot be rushed. This feeling often surfaces during transitions, when one phase ends quietly, when expectations dissolve without ceremony, when life doesn't collapse, it simply continues. There is no clear marker saying, this is where things changed. So the inner self lags, still processing, while the world keeps counting forward. Being behind doesn't always mean wanting more. Sometimes it means wanting something to feel settled, to feel caught up internally to the life already being lived. There is grief hidden here, not for lost opportunities, but for timing that never matched. Moments that arrived before readiness, chances that appeared too early or too late, feelings that surfaced after decisions were already made. Nothing dramatic, just misalignment. This is why the feeling is difficult to explain. From the outside, life looks on track. From the inside, it feels unfinished. As if an important internal chapter is still being written, while the next external one has already begun. Time does not wait for understanding. It continues regardless of integration. And so the inner self rushes quietly, trying to reconcile what has already moved on. This creates pressure without urgency. No panic, just a steady background tension. A sense of needing to catch up to something unnamed. Often, this feeling carries unnecessary self-blame, as if falling behind implies negligence, as if there were a correct pace that was missed. But inner development is not linear. It loops, pauses, revisits. It requires delays. The world rewards visible momentum. Inner life values coherence. When coherence lags behind momentum, discomfort arises. This discomfort doesn't demand acceleration. It signals a need for integration, for allowing internal meaning to arrive at its own speed. The feeling of being late is often a misunderstanding, not lateness, but incompletion. Something inside has not finished forming, and time, indifferent to formation, has already moved on. Trying to force alignment rarely works. Rushing meaning only deepens the gap, because meaning is not produced on command. It arrives when conditions allow. This is why the feeling persists even during success. Achievement does not guarantee arrival. progress does not equal presence. The sense of being behind is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of depth still unfolding. Some parts of life advance quickly. Others insist on slowness. When slowness is judged, it turns into shame. When it is allowed, it becomes integration. This feeling does not ask to be erased. It asks to be understood, to be seen as a natural result of living in a world that moves faster than inner life can comfortably process. Perhaps what feels left behind is not time itself, but a part of experience still waiting to be fully lived. And the question that remains quietly beneath the pressure is not how to catch up, but something softer. What part of life is still asking to arrive in its own time?